Welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Friday night. But let's head down to, of course, one of our favourite states. That's down in Tassie, and of course, be with the F45 Cavaliers netball club who play in the TNL. But we've got five very special guests on the show who earlier last month were here in Melbourne competing for the national championship for Tassie, and of course, both Tassie teams did very well at the national championships, and of course they join us right now. Thanks all five for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
No worries. Well, I'll get all five of you to introduce yourselves and tell us what position on the Tassie team you all played for.
I'm Lily, and I played down the defence end, so goalkeeper and goal defence.
I'm Sophie, and I played goal attack in the 19s.
I'm Paige, and I played defending, like goal defence, wing defence, in the 19s.
I'm Asha. I was a training partner for the 19s, and I play wing defence and centre.
I'm Molly, and I played in defence, goal defence and wing defence.
Let's start with the ones in the 17s. Firstly, tell us a bit about the Nationals campaign.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun experience with all the girls. We're a new group. We haven't really played a lot together before the campaign, so it was really nice to connect all together.
I think it was like the week had our ups and downs, but there was like a lot of improvement throughout the week. So everyone was a bit nervous to start with, but throughout the week, everyone quickly got to know each other, and we put out some strong performances and surprised ourselves a bit against some stronger teams, and then also had some challenging games. So yeah, it was a good little roller coaster throughout the week.
So I have to ask the 17s. I'll get to the 19s in a moment, but is there one particular game that stands out to both of you before I go to the 19s?
I think it's our first game. We had heaps of nerves. We had a really good warm-up, and I think we surprised ourselves how good the scoreboard pressure was against Queensland.
Yeah.
It was really close.
Yeah, and I think definitely coming into that first day, I think it was we played Queensland and ACT. So it was a longer day, but that first game, everyone was really nervous, but we kind of pulled through on the day, and I think we kind of surprised each other that we could adapt to that environment quickly and play at that level, which was really exciting. And the connections came through really quickly when we were put under that pressure. So that was definitely a highlight game.
Now, the 19s, I actually got to see 2 or 3 of your games when I was doing bench official on the day, including the game that I think stands out the most out of the whole national championships. Forget about the bronze medal clash, forget about the gold medal clash. Your game against SA for 5th spot, who were defeating champs, I think stole the show, especially on the final day. Firstly, tell us a bit about how the Nationals went, and then specifically the SA game, which went into extra time.
Yeah, so we had a pretty good week. I think we went in with a lot of confidence before the tournament even started. I think we knew that we had a lot of potential and a lot to give. So yeah, we started off the games really strong against SA in the rostered rounds and went down by 3, I think. But I think that just proved that we had so much more to give, and that showed through in the final SA game. But we had a few ups and downs in the regular time, but I think we all learnt a lot and definitely carried some confidence into that final game.
Yeah, definitely. I think our group was really connected. Obviously we're really close friends with everyone on the team. We actually had 3 fly-in, fly-outs. But like we were still so connected as a group, and I feel like we really took that into the games and showed our connection throughout on the court. And yeah, obviously we only lost to like some of the bigger states by a couple of points, so I think that's really good from us, Tassie. I think it really brought our confidence up, and we knew that we could take it further. Yeah. So our SA game, our final, was so intense, but we just had to put the foot down. Obviously went into overtime. I know our support group on the stands was so loud. Like it was a great game. I think it was probably the biggest game out of all of them. So yeah, it was really good to come up on top for that one.
The reason I obviously mentioned about the crowd, which was absolutely amazing, especially the help of the 17s as well after they finished their game much earlier in the day. How massive was that? And I felt like, because I was on the main show court on the bronze medal game, but I could hear everything that happened on that court. And I felt like not just your supporters, but everyone else wanted you to beat SA in that game. How special was to get, especially the extra crowd boost from the other states that really wanted you to kill SA in that game?
Oh, it was so surreal. Like, obviously we're a well-connected group, so seeing the 17s on the sidelines cheering us on, I think without them we wouldn't have got over the line. So they definitely helped us get over the line with that one. And like the parents, their support was insane. They also had like our green Tassie Army shirts on this year, so it was good to see them get around that. But yeah, getting over the line and winning was like something Tassie hadn't done, placed under sixth in like over 15 years. So it was really, Tassie was really proud of us. So it was really good to see.
I'm going to ask the two 17s this. What did that game mean to both of you? Even though I think you lost the final day in that final game on the show court, but what did that mean to you to get a win for the 19s and obviously support them in the highest rank that Tassie netball has had in nationals?
I think it meant a lot to us because we were very close to the 19s. Like a lot of the girls were already really good friends with, and obviously like for our regional trainings and the state trainings before, like we're together so much, and even though we're in separate teams, there's a lot of bonds both across like the teams, but also like throughout the state in state league as well. So I think seeing our friends putting it all on the line, like it was really kind of got to us a little bit more, I think. And even like after when they won, like you could feel you were just as excited as the people that were like winning. So I think it was because they were so close to us, and also because we knew that they were representing like all of Tas, that it really we really wanted to get be in the game as much as we could, and that was like through cheering and supporting them.
I think they definitely helped us through our campaign to push us to the level that we could play as highly as we could. So I think we kind of owed it to them to cheer as loud as we could and connect with them as much as we could as well. So I think we were just so grateful for their help that was our way in repaying them.
For the 19s, did it feel like a grand final? Like it felt like a gold medal clash, even though you just finish outside the medals?
Yeah, 100%. The atmosphere, it just felt like a grand final. So yeah, I'm really glad that we did win, because that was probably one of the highlight of the tournament, and probably like my best grand final like I've ever played. So it was really exciting.
Yeah, I could definitely feel like the crowd was riding every single wave, the bench was riding every single wave, like every single intercept that we got, you could definitely feel it in the atmosphere. It was crazy. And I know, especially when I was on the bench, it was so nerve-wracking just to seeing it unfold, because at one point it could have gone either way, but luckily we pulled it out in the end.
Now, the best thing about especially the ending was that, to have both teams come together. So from the 19s point of view and then the 17s, how special was that moment when the final whistle blew for full time, and obviously, the 19s beat SA for 5th. How special was that to have both teams sort of run together, and did any of you get crushed in that little swarm, I could say? I don't know how I would have said that word, but anyway.
Yeah, well, obviously we knew how important it was. Like both teams knew how important it was. So when that final whistle blew, we all just ran straight into each other, and I think like everyone was just jumping around in a circle and like just screaming, and there was tears coming out of everyone's eyes. And then we were so happy, and then the 17s come running on, and then it was just so emotional, but it was such a good feeling. Yeah,
and it meant like so much to everyone, like the players, the support staff, the parents, like everyone really got around each other. So it was like really like heartwarming, tears everywhere.
Yeah, it definitely was quite emotional, but also like it wasn't like any sad emotion, obviously. It just overwhelmed with excitement. I think just seeing, like Lil said, how much it meant to everyone, like not just the playing group, but everyone on the community, like really just got around us, and it was just, yeah, really good.
It was just so touching to see everyone come together, like whether or not you are in the crowd or on the team, on the bench. Like it was just so nice to see everyone come together.
Talk a bit about all your netball journeys. Paige, you can sit back and relax a little bit because you've actually answered all these questions in the last interview I did with you. So for the other four, how did all you get involved in netball and why did you choose it?
Well, I've done netball. My mum did netball, so I started netball when I was young, as soon as possible. And I played all through the junior roster in Lonnie with GT's netball club. And then from there, I joined the Cavaliers Development Academy, like the rest of these girls. And I think that was a really big step up and really helped me kind of improve and learn some key skills, as well as doing the Northern Tassie rep teams, so playing at the carnivals. And then from there, playing at the carnivals, I kind of got selected into the Netball Tas pathway through their futures squads and those kind of trainings. And then after that, I was there for a couple of years, and then I was selected in the 19 under Northern Hawks team, and I played there for 2 years, so for the 2022 and the 2023 seasons. So I've stuck with netball my whole life. I've had other sports, but I've never really strayed too far from it, I think. Yeah,
so pretty similar. Started quite young. I think I got into it from a friend's parent in primary school. They were trying to get more people to join GTs, so I started that at like 7, I think, then progressed through that junior pathway as well. And similar to Lil, made the Cavs Development Academy in 15s, and then progressed through that now. I've also made a few state teams. I was underage 17s in Hobart, and then Darwin, and then obviously this year in Frankston. So I think that's been one of my best opportunities to really develop my game as well.
I'm pretty similar to both the girls. My mum did netball as well. So I started when I was very little. I think I started with one of the Net Set Go clinics. So I went there and fell in love. And then I also joined GTs. So I've done the whole junior roster, and I'm still playing midweek with the club. And then I did the rep carnivals and got into the Tassie pathways as well. So last year I was selected to go to Darwin. So I had my first nationals, which is so exciting. And then I did CDA, so the Cavs development program for 15s, 17s, and now I'm in state league for 19s. So pretty much the same journey, just following all the pathways.
Yeah, I grew up watching my mum play netball, so I was kind of nagging her for a few years. When can I start playing? And then I went to a first training at Amazon's netball club, and I eventually found heaps of friends and connections through there, worked up the ranks and tried out for NTNA and got selected into the like EDS TAS program, and tried out for CDA as well with the rest of the girls, where I met, like where I really grew connected with them, and then worked my ranks through there and made state league last year. And then I went and tried out for the 15 state team and the 17s for the past few years.
I need to ask the one that just mentioned that they just crossed back over from the Hawks, who is obviously your crosstown rivals up there in Tassie. So I have to ask, why did you return back to the Cavs?
I think it was the right choice in just my netball journey about what I was looking for as an individual, as a player. I'm very, very grateful for the opportunities I had at the club. I loved all the girls there. I was really supported, and I had a lot of growth, and I definitely wouldn't be playing as I am now without them. But when the opportunity came to join the Cavs Opens Defence, and they have some really defense specific coaches over there that I was really excited to work with, and also work with Paige and Matilda and the other girls in that team I was also really looking forward to. And I think I just needed that change to try out a new environment and really like push myself and see how much more I could challenge myself. So yeah, I've been happy with my decision. So yeah, so that's kind of why I moved. It was more just looking for how I could push my development, the kind of the specific skills that I wanted to improve.
Paige, I will bring you back into this question, which you've already answered before, but I'm going to get you to answer it again. So for all 5 of you, what does the sport of netball mean to the 5 of you, and especially playing for the F45 Cavs?
Playing netball means a lot to me because I think I've loved it for so long. And I have been watching the Cavs since I was 8. I used to come watch my teacher, Catherine Langley. She's a Cavs legend, and I used to come watch her games, and I used to sit on the sidelines and watch and think, oh, I hope I get there someday. I hope I get to play for the Cavs. So I think now that I've finally, when I got into the development academy, that was really exciting for me because those dreams are kind of coming true. And then through the state league pathway, and now that I've made it here, I think it means a lot to me because I've kind of fulfilled my dreams as a little kid. And I just love the sport, and I love all the girls, and I love pushing myself and learning new things. So yeah, it means a lot.
Yeah, similar. Netball means a lot to me. I think at Cavs we have such a strong culture. We're all really connected, whether it's 19s or opens. And it's not just like the team you play in, like you're literally playing with like your best friends week in, week out. And it's just so good to get around on the weekend, just be around your friends, but also have such a good competition and really just push yourself and show what you can do out there. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I originally started netball just for social and, you know, making friends, and I've made lifelong friends. So, yeah, it's just about the connections that you make along the way. As Soph said, that the culture at Cavaliers is so strong, and, you know, there's the depth into the club as well. Like we're all so connected as a club, and, yeah, just you're playing with your best mates on the court is just the plus side to it.
Yeah, the connections are definitely really important, and it's what makes us play good netball, because when we're connected, we can work with each other so much better. And definitely I think now playing state league, it's just a great way to reflect on like where I started. So starting from net set go, where I couldn't even catch a ball and didn't know how to stop and would run with the ball, to now looking at where I am playing on the big court and even going away for state, it's just a really good reflection.
I think playing for Cavs all together as friends is really good because you get to push each other. You're always working hard. What can I do better? What can we keep doing each other? Because real friends are going to tell each other how it is, and you know you're always going to have each other in your backcourt. So when you're friends, you can always connect with each other.
For the 5 of you, what have all 5 of you learnt from each other on and off the court?
I think we all like to have a bit of a joke. So I've definitely learned a lot of about everyone's humour. So I've definitely learned something from everyone, but also I think on and off the court, different strategies. Like I know like there's a certain aspect to Paige's game that I really enjoy getting to learn and be a part of, and doing my part to make our defence end as strong as it can be. So I think learning both as like friends and individuals and learning about their lives and getting to have fun off the court, but also like then learning everyone's individual game styles has been really fun. And it's I think it brings a different aspect to netball.
Yeah, I think one big thing I've learned is just how to work as a team and how working as a team can help the end product. And I think just also learning how to give and receive feedback, and because always it's really good just to give feedback one-on-one, player on player. It's not always the coach that has to give the feedback. And I think that's a really vital tool that we use, just giving that quick feedback, whether it's on the court, if it's just something that you want to switch up in the game. And I think that's really good, how to learn to how to improve your own game as well.
Yeah, well, each of these girls bring a certain element to the game. You know, I look up to a lot, like all of them, like they all bring something so special to the team. So I think, you know, just supporting each other and connecting with each other, I think through the court really gets us up and about. So yeah, I think that's how we stay connected as well, because we're all such really close friends.
I think respect is probably a big thing I've learned. Like Soph said, when you're giving that feedback, it's important that you say it in a polite way that's not going to drop someone down. So it has to be constructive. And I think that's something that I can use, like going into life, making sure that even if I need to give someone feedback, it can be respectful, and same just in any interaction I'm having, just showing respect, and that helps us connect as a team and then get along so well on and off the court.
Yeah, I think Soph put it into some really good words, but I think maturity, it helps with that advice as well. Like maturity on and off court, when you're in those high pressure games, just being able to calm each other down with some nice, strong words is just really good with each other.
Paige, last time I had you on the show was late last year with obviously one of your best friends, Ava Lockwood, who's obviously now over here in Victoria playing for the Blaze. Do you miss having Ava down there in Tassie?
Oh, 100%. You know, she's a little ball of sunshine. It obviously gets up and about with teammates. So she's definitely missed. But I mean, we've all kind of filled her shoes and continued that energy that she brought. You know, and got around each other and stayed positive with each other. So I think, you know, we do miss her, but we're really proud of her and everything that she's achieved over there. But yeah, we do miss her, but we do want her back. But you know, she can stay there. She can stay if she wants.
I'll let her know. I'll let her know next Wednesday night that you miss her. Let's finish off with a couple of lighthearted questions about your teammates, either the Tassie team or your F45 Cavs team. Which is, who's the comedian, the best singer and the best dancer on the team? There's got to be at least some in the Tassie team.
I think for us 19s, we had our pre-game chat with the team, and we'd always play a song to get the girls up and about. And there's this one girl, Eunice Kidmus, there was one song that came on, was it I'm Like a Bird? Yeah, Like a Bird, something like that. No one really knew the song that much, and she's just got up right in the middle of the change rooms, and she's just jamming out to it. You know, there's videos of her, everyone's getting their cameras out, and she's just going off. And you know, when we think the song's nearly just faded out, it comes back up, and she's still out there, and we're all just sitting there laughing. And yeah, so Eunice Kidmus for us was probably the best dancer and a comedian, if I'm being fair.
Yeah, for us it was probably Grace Foley. We in our van travel on the way to the game, we'd always have a bit of a sing along, and although she denied it the entire week, she can definitely sing. And we all sang our little heart out, but she was probably the only one in tune. And she's also quite a comedian, so very, very quick-witted, so she kept us on our toes. So yes, Grace.
Okay, so what was the most embarrassing moment by anyone on your Tassie team?
We're falling over.
Yeah, I think Leah got a falcon at one point.
Yeah.
I think it like slipped straight through her hands, hit her head, and she caught it back again.
Yeah.
She played it off really well, but I feel like there wasn't too many big clashes that we had.
Yeah, a few girls took a tumble in our games, and we definitely let them know about it. But yeah, I think we all had so many moments that I can't even think of at the moment. But yeah, if I thought about a few, I could definitely put a few players under the pressure, but maybe I won't.
Okay, so the similar question about your F45 Cavs. Any embarrassing moments by anyone from this season so far?
Maybe like when we like do bad passes, like a really nice open ball, and you just release it and then it just goes out of the court. I feel like I've done a couple of those where I've had the right idea and it just falls to bits. That's probably an embarrassing moment.
Any?
I don't know.
I think I remember when Linda was talking about how Ava did that really nice drive onto the circle, and she was wondering why she didn't remember it, but it was because the ball went out of court. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so for either of you, do either of you have a pre-game superstition or ritual or routine?
For me, I always eat a banana before the game. I used to share it with Ava, but now I have to eat a whole banana by myself. So
Oh, no. I was going to ask this. Yeah.
my performance up. So yeah, definitely a banana for me.
I always strap my left ankle before my right. That's a superstition. Probably doesn't do a lot, but it's just something I've always done.
I think for me, I'm very particular about my hair and my hairstyle. So if I have a good game and I'm wearing a certain hairstyle, I like to keep that streak going. And I also like to have it slicked back out of my face, no hair out of place, pretty much. I like to be a bit of a perfectionist in that kind of aspect.
I don't really have a superstition, but I like to follow a pretty strict routine. So just wearing the same clothes, my tracksuit to the change rooms, taking off my track pants, and then strapping my left ankle, putting my brace on my right, then each shoe, and then getting into my game day gear.
I think right before we're having our team meeting, I like to redo my shoelaces to make sure they're not going to undo.
Okay, so someone mentioned about hairstyle a moment ago as their pre-game superstitional routine. So how's that streak going at the moment this year?
I think I started off with the slick back and 2 braids, and I've slowly changed that, and now I have a slick back into a bun, and that's what I've got going at the moment. So I'll do that tomorrow. Stay tuned.
I remember there was one time when we were away at nationals, Sophie went knocking up Molly's door at like 11 o'clock at night and was like, Molly, I need you to braid my hair. I played really well today and I need it for tomorrow. At 11 o'clock at night, Molly's just braiding Sophie's hair. So, and she played really well the next day. So it does make sense.
Yep. There's something about it.
So thank you, Molly, for that.
Yeah. You're doing Tasmania research.
11 o'clock at night.
There was some late nights in the
Yeah.
caravan.
What was the pre-game's hype song?
We had quite a few.
And the Sandman was a really good one. I think Jacko suggested it, our coach.
We watched an inspirational video, and then
and it just went crazy.
yeah. So then every
Yeah.
time we walked out, we
Mm.
to the change rooms, we would always play it.
I think one song for us was the song we played right before we had our final against SA. So that was the captain's job to pick that one, and they picked History by One Direction.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the energy was definitely up in there. There was This Is Not the End was one of the lyrics that really like stood out.
Yeah.
A lot of history was made, so I think it was a really good song to sum up a good performance and a great week.
That is the best hype song. Yeah. I do agree with that one.
Yeah.
What would be your advice to people that should get involved in netball, and especially up there in the beautiful part of Tassie, in the northern part of Tassie?
I think Tassie's such a small place, so we're all so connected. And you know, the support from everyone and I know all the clubs, especially Cavaliers, you know, we have such a good cultural background, and yeah, so definitely get into it. Come to Cavs. We are friendly and we are a nice club, so definitely come around and get around us. Yeah.
There you go.
There's definitely plenty of opportunities. I know as a club, we run heaps of clinics for lots of younger kids wanting to get involved, and there's NetFit, which is also another organisation that run clinics, and lots of other clubs do it. So they're advertised online. So if you're wanting to get involved, that's a great way to just start, because you're not going to be outmatched by anyone. There's a lot of new players wanting to get involved. So it just teaches you the basics and can get you on the right pathway.
And if like you're not sure if you want to start one off, like I'm sure everyone has a friend that plays netball, or a friend of a friend that plays netball. Like come to a game or watch, or ask a friend if you can play a trial game, or come to one of our games and come watch. Yeah. So if you're thinking about getting involved, reach out. There's like lots of clubs of like Facebook pages and everything. Just send a message. Just like to have a try. I think that's probably just best advice. Just give it a go.
So a two-part question to finish off. The first part is, now I know there's a rivalry between North Tassie and South Tassie. Is that real, that rivalry between North and South?
I think that our last week's game kind of showed that a little bit.
Against Crips.
Yeah, we both tackled hard games down in Hobart against the Hobart teams. So we how much did you win by?
One.
And then we won by 3 against Cripps. So yeah, I think the rivalry is strong.
Yeah.
And I think it's just really high quality netball when you play those kind of cross state games, but also when you have like history between clubs.
Mm.
And the final one is, when you were all in Melbourne for nationals, did you do much shopping or sightseeing or any silly, crazy things that happen at nationals?
Yeah.
The 2-hour limit one day. That was
Yeah.
a bit tricky.
We had a day where we decided to go to Chadstone because we had played one game that day, and we hadn't had like a proper lunch. We had after game snacks, but so we had to buy our lunch, and then we also had to go shopping, and everyone had specific shops they wanted to go to. So at the moment we got there, we were like sprinting through the car park, met up, had a team chat, organized what time, then sprinting, grabbing food, like running through Chadstone, eating our food, trying to figure out which shops we'd go to. Like, I was with Soph Brewer, and she literally looked at the map of Chadstone the night before, and we figured out a plan of which shops we needed to go to. We only had like 2 hours to do it.
Okay, so I've got to ask this as a follow-up. So when you were sprinting through Chadstone, which for anyone here, it's obviously the largest one in Melbourne, did you get any like strange looks or accidentally bumped into people while you were dashing through Chadstone?
We were still respectful. Sometimes it was just a very brisk speed walk. Like we'd gotten like burgers, and we were trying to eat the burgers like speed walk. And obviously because we're in like our full Tassie gear, and you had like Netball Tasmania across the front, there were a couple looks why like these uniformed like teenage girls like speed walking like their life depends on it through the shopping centre. But we managed to do our shopping fix. And I mean, it's such a big place. I feel like not too many people batted an eye at us. So
Yeah, I think for me, I was shopping with Ellie Marshall and Ava Lockwood, and we had no sense of direction at all. I think we found ourselves in like the rich part where it's got all Gucci and like all that, and we all looked at each other like, tell me why we've crossed this path 3 times and we're still here. We had no idea where we were going. There was a security guard out of sight of one of the jewelry shops, and we passed him 3 times and he just kept looking at us. So we were running like there was chickens around, but we only had a couple hours to go shopping, so we were sprinting everywhere.
Well, all 5 of you, thank you so much for getting up so much time to join us, and especially reliving the magic run that you've had down here in Melbourne for the national championship. So you did a fantastic job, and you definitely got massive supporters here in Victoria, especially that you knocked off SA in that very important game in that final match, and hopefully it all goes well, especially for the F45 team in the TNL. Hopefully another premiership coming your way by the end of this year.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. And of course, if you want to get involved down there, and of course, support the F45 Cavaliers, we'll put all the details up on how you can support them in the TNL competition for the remainder of this season. There's more on the Smash Sport Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.